Observe the flower pot. And yet, I myself cannot be
Aha, ciekawe.
With each pull of the trigger, two new realities branch off. One in which the weapon didn't fire, and one where it did. With my machine here, I have ensured that this reality is always the former. I have bestowed upon myself quantum immortality. Under no circumstances can this gun kill me.
So wait. What you're saying is that every time you pull the trigger, in another reality, you die?
Yes, of course, but that's completely trivial. There's an infinite number of things that could happen at any moment, and they always do happen somewhere. The point is, this one thing did not
Ktoś mu wyłączył wtyczkę.
here.
You're insane, Colvin.
Insane? Insane?
Hey, was this thing supposed to be plugged in? I stumbled on it.
You fools! Gaze upon quantum immortality.
O!
Poor Dr. Colvin, filled by his own hubris or the ignorance of the masses. Perhaps he should have left the crate unopened, the decaying atom unobserved. Curiosity often kills the cat in Night Springs.
Wow! Dobre. No i koniec. Fajnie było. Fajnie się oglądało, ale wracamy niestety do naszego horroru. Okej, czysto tutaj, tak? To zaraz komuś spadnie na głowę. Pewnie mi. Nie dam się w to wrobić.
As you might think, it can be dangerous. It requires patience. No. Even with the engine takes hours to cool. Having tools is an easy and fatal mistake to make.
Żegnam panu. Lol, ile ich tu jest?
This place too forgotten instance has destroyed every car.
Ten szybki, ja pierdzielę. Dwa w cenie jednego, tak? Gdzie oni są? Gdzie oni są? Okej, chyba się uspokoiło. Open the door. Gdzie spierdzie... A jak spierdzielił? Że niby jak mam go złapać? No okej. Nordic Walking.
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come, assuming I'd reach the lights of the gas station alive.
Damy radę, spokojnie. Już widzę ją.
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice.
Okej, gdzie jest wejście? Musi gdzieś tu być w pobliżu.
After the insanity I had just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting. At least for a moment, the sane world reasserted itself.
Okej, kolejna kartka z maszynopisu. Co my tam mamy?
Stucky spat on the garage floor and tried to shake the cobwebs from his head. Ever since the couple never showed to pick up the keys, things had been fuzzy. Something, a feeling caught his attention. Stucky looked up and stared as his brain tried in vain to process the horror before him. He stumbled back, knocking over a can of oil. A black pool spread across the floor while he struggled for a brief moment, then let go as the unrelenting darkness engulfed him.
Wow. Staki. A w sumie mogłem F5 wcisnąć, byłoby szybciej. 68 urodziny Jelonka.
The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now.
Cały tydzień. Wow. Zamknięte. Ale garaż
The
otwarty.
garage was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
Jest i TV. Co ciekawego nam powiedzą dzisiaj w telewizji?
All right. I'll keep writing. Outside there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her, I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost.
I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
Losing my mind. Pewnie nie. Nordic Walking, czyli te śmieszne kijki. Incontestably proven health benefits, czyli polepsza samopoczucie czy zdrowie. Or something. 68 doroczny festiwal Deer Fest. 15-8 października, gry i zabawy, loteria fantowa, konkurs wędkarski, konkurs wypieków i kilka konkurencji niespodzianek. Muzyka na żywo, atrakcje dla dzieci, zębaty Charlie, popołudnie i niezwykła fantasmagoria maga Montgomery'ego, wieczór. Nieprzejaw legendarnej parady platform. Nic interesującego. Tup, 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 tup. Mamy telefon. Co tam będzie? Kto odbierze?
Great Falls Sheriff Station.
I pewnie nikt mu nie uwierzy w to, co się wydarzyło.
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker, you are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen, I was in a car crash. My wife Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake, not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you okay?
Listen,
We'll figure this out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay? Mr. Wake, have you seen Stucky, the guy who owns this place?
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me, and then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice.
Zapewne tak by było. Nikt by mu nie chciał pomóc. No i co, nie będzie chatki? Ho. Ładnie się zaczyna. Mam nadzieję, że Dopiero koniec odcinka pierwszego. Spoko. Nie sądzę, żeby to było jakoś podzielone na odcinki. Okej, wiem, że muzyka jest fajna, ale wyczuwam prawa autorskie, tak więc...
Previously on Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice.
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at. But the cabin had disappeared.
Odcinek drugi, opętany. Tam to przewinąłem szybko, bo takie są niestety głupie prawa autorskie podobno w tej grze, że jak tylko jakaś muzyka, coś, to od razu ban, filmik wyrzucony, tutaj. Mam nadzieję, że za to nie dostanę, co teraz leci w tle.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
What the
Worst
hell?
weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
What the hell? Że niby gdzie ja teraz jestem? Okej, kuchnia. Mamy ekspres do kawy, świetnie.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Idź do Alice, to chyba jakaś przeszłość jest.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Makiety okładki, tak? Zobaczmy.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time.
Zobaczmy.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Wow.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now. My wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Wow. Przerażający głos trochę.
Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Aha, tu są bezpieczniki, dobra.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
The present day, czyli dzisiaj.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Aha. Kto w ogóle położył tę rybę?
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
Dobra, spadam stąd porozmawiać z Sarą, policjantką naszą, do spraw zamętu. A, czy z nią może? O!
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Okej, tutaj mam z nim pogadać, spoko. Tutaj jesteś.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Zaginął 20 czerwca 2007 roku. Profesjonalny zwycięzca konkursów. What? O, koteł zaginął. Dobra, gdzieś na tyły budynku mam iść.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor.
Hey, can you turn the light? The light's on! The deputies, they don't understand. They won't...
In spite of its human mask, to describe the Dark Presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. but it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Mhm.
Listen to me. I needed to be. Hey!
Ale i tak muszę wyjść
The
tutaj.
early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the Sheriff's Department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Okej. Mam sprawdzić ten wrak, tak? Wrak, tak? Okej. Kolejna kartka. Właściwie strona.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall and the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
No, coś tu złego się wydarzy.
Alice's
Bardzo
driver's
złego.
license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Okej, czyli musimy pogadać z policjantką, żeby nas wypuściła. Ambulans mają nawet. Nice.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Okej.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey, take it easy.
Hey, nobody move. Get your hands off of my client.
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Ale nie zamknęli.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
Okej, tak więc w tym miejscu sobie zakończymy ten odcinek. Mam nadzieję, że się wszystkim podobało. No i oczywiście pamiętajcie, lajkujcie, jeżeli wam się podobało, komentujcie i subskrybujcie, jeżeli chcecie zostać widzem na stałe i śledzić moje materiały. Tak więc widzimy się w następnym odcinku. Do zobaczenia i cześć!